And now right here in the USA, watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content on info@millenniumnews24.com. Download the Millennium News 24 app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Stay tuned with Millennium TV and Millennium News 24 for the latest updates.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Jineea Butler, and this is the New American Perspective. Here on Wednesday, 1 o'clock live, we are here in the building with you, ladies and gentlemen. How was your week? Did you miss me? Because I miss you. Now, let's get right into it. There's so much stuff going on in America. I don't even know where to start. You know, we still going through these Epstein files. Now, as of today, President Trump's name is mentioned 1 million times. Now, I don't know how they got to them 1 million. I guess, AI is saying it's mentioned 1 million times, but he hasn't been convicted of anything, and neither has anybody else. And right now, if you've been paying attention, Pam Bondi is testifying before Congress, and Bondi, our girl Bondi, is out there fighting. She like this, she like this. She going hard in the paint. Well, what you doing in your California district, and what you doing here, and what you doing there? Bondi is kind of hood life, okay? Because she's not answering any questions, but she's telling them what she thinks. So Bondi, she's fighting. I love the little blonde Bondi fight. She going hard in the paint, but Bondi, we need answers, okay? They're asking her about Epstein and how come, nobody has been incriminated. They're talking about FBI Commissioner Kash Patel and what he's talking about. Now, he said that, there's nothing in there to substantiate the claims that more than Ghislaine Maxwell, okay, more than her, and Jeffrey Epstein committed any crime against you. Now, come on. Now, you got all these people in the files. You got them saying that Biden died in 2019 and all this kind of craziness, and replaced him with an actor. Okay, Joe Biden hasn't responded. Nobody has responded. You got all these people, but nobody did anything else but Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine, that she just trafficked all these girls. There's like thousands of girls. So we saying that Jeffrey Epstein had all these thousands of girls to himself? No. We can't be saying that, can we? Because that just doesn't make any sense. I'm not going for that. Director Bondi and Director Patel. So what else is going on? Again, there's still backlash for President Trump on depicting Michelle and Barack Obama as apes, okay? In The Lion King, go in the jungle, the mighty jungle, do. I still don't know the words. I don't know why. Because, we used to know the words to that, but they totally messed it up. And then, there's a lot of, I'm a Republican. You guys know that. I'm a Republican. I'm a Republican because I believe in Republican principles. That doesn't mean that I'm going to back up everything every Republican says. And I think that's what we get wrong in this country about what a Republican is and what a Democrat is that you have to back up what everybody is saying. Now, Kid Rock, the Super Bowl. Remember the Super Bowl and Bad Bunny and, and all his he's getting a little backlash because a lot of people are getting backlash from that. But Kid Rock went on and he said, now, Kid Rock, he had about 6 million viewers on his halftime show. I didn't see it. I didn't see the aftermath of it. I don't know if he was just a performer, but he was vying. He was kind of saying, I want to be the next Super Bowl person, because Bad Bunny had about 143 million views, okay? 143 million views on the Super Bowl the other day. And so now he's supposed to have surpassed Kendrick Lamar, Michael Jackson, but so the impressions and all that, how they're counting. Now, Michael Jackson is probably still number one because when he did it, it everything was a lot different. We didn't have the same type of YouTubes and all of this stuff where you could see it everywhere. We didn't have the same type of intent. So I'm still going to give that crown to Michael Jackson. But Bad Bunny did his thing and he represented the Hispanic community. And I think where people get wrong, and I think this is why, when we mix politics and Super Bowls and all that stuff, people start to feel certain types of ways and really get twisted by it, right? Because it was beautiful for the Hispanic culture. It was wonderful, okay? And a young Black girl actually choreographed the whole thing, right? So it was a beautiful, shades of color, Black History Month. Some of these things we're not to see, but you got Megyn Kelly talking about we don't need the national Black anthem. Miss Megyn, snap out of it. This is not white America, okay? Although we're starting to see that a lot of people want it to be white America, but it's not. And under President Trump, this is where President Trump, you got to curb some of what you're saying because these people are beginning to believe that this is white America and only white things should be going on. No, America is highly populated. Now, when we talk about immigrants coming into the country illegally, that's another thing. But we want immigrants in America. We want America to be all these beautiful hues across the board and beautiful colors. We want that. But don't tell us in Black History Month, Megyn, we don't need the national Black anthem. Oh, but all these Black people can play for the Super Bowl and have done so many things in America, but we don't need a national Black anthem. That's our anthem, miss. And we represent a large amount of the Super Bowl. So slow your roll. Okay? President Trump makes it seem like everything that anybody says is okay. Anything that anybody says is offensive. Even Kid Rock talking about Jay-Z is a DEI hire. Now, look, people. Okay, look. Every Black person that's in a role is not DEI. It probably is because you wouldn't hire them any other way. You wouldn't. That means that you are a racist. Okay? And so we've got to start looking at this as exactly what it is, people. If you're racist, you're racist. I can't help you. I can't stop you from being racist. Only you can go within and start believing that there's somebody out here that's other than yourself that may be of another color. Black women are the most educated in this country, but yet we go here and there. Oh, this one is a DEI hire. This one is a DEI hire. And I'm sorry, President Trump, what has happened as a result of you canceling the DEI and you doing all this, what has happened is people have stopped hiring Black people because they don't have to. And so when we originally put in affirmative action, the reason why we put it in, because there was a study saying that we weren't getting hired the same way that somebody else is. And if Jay-Z, okay, and I don't particularly like Jay-Z or anything like that, but if Jay-Z is a DEI hire, which he's not, what they hired him because he can bring numbers. And obviously you were a DEI hire, Kid Rock. Okay, because you only got 6 million, but it was 143 million viewers to get, and you did not touch that. So your little turning point, 6 million, does not give you the right to say Jay-Z is a DEI hire. And it does not give anybody the right to say Black people. First of all, it was white women that benefited from DEI. So what are you saying? So now go back home to your wives and tell your wife that she is a DEI hire. Okay, because it's not us. We're out here. We're the top entrepreneurs in this country. We've been toiling away at this country, and you've been trying to take that from us ever since we got here. All of us. How do you take somebody's land? I'm going with Billie Eilish right now. How do you take somebody's land and then tell them that you were hired because you're a DEI hire? Huh? Excuse me? No, people. We can't do that. Republican, Black, Democrat, indifferent. We cannot do that. And we've got to come to a better place in this country, President Trump. And I believe with all of my heart that you are the one that can bring us here. But you got to stop listening to all these people in your ear kissing your butt and telling you you're so great and telling you, oh, that's so right, and telling you, why do we need that? Why do they need that, President Trump? Please don't take anything from the Black community anymore. Please don't disrespect the Black community and what the Black community has done during this Black History Month. Okay, that's not going to make me not be a Republican. Okay, because on the same side, the Democrats, manipulate our vote too. They tell us, oh, well, they should be respecting you and they should be doing this. And then we go with them because they have the right talking points. So we jump on their side. We jump on their side and say, oh, yes, they're talking correctly. They're talking better than them. And they would never depict the Obamas as apes. No, they probably would not. But what they will do is let us stay in these horrible conditions in our communities. Okay? Because in these Democratic-run cities, I'm not saying in the Republican-run cities it's no different, but in the Democratic-run cities that so-called love us, our kids are getting shot. The people running across the street with guns. We don't have to live like that. Don't tell me my community has to act like that. No, we don't. And I support that to the 10th power. Okay? So it's all the politics, and we are just looking at small optics in this. And yes, this is a G check. We are looking at the optics and saying, what's going on? What part do we play? Do we get with the people who say what they feel and do some things? Or do we get with the people that act like they with us and don't do anything? We got to play the middle, people. And this is all people of color. I'm not just talking about Black folks. I'm talking about all people of color. First of all, the minority is not us anymore, the people of color. We've got to look at our melanin across the world. It is beautiful, okay? This is the melanin that's been kissed by the sun, people, okay? So we've got to look at what part we're going to play in this midterm election. And I don't want to see everybody jumping on the Democratic bandwagon. Now, don't get me wrong. We might have to do something about this gross power, and we might need the Democrats to reel us back in. But we need the Republicans to stay strong too, and we need the Republicans to think about our money and how our money is moving. This is hard. It's hard out here for a pimp when you gotta get this money for the rent. Okay, we're in a bad place. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a break here on Millennium News 24. And we're going to come back and we're going to talk more about what's going on. What's going on? We got to evoke a little Marvin Gaye. here. What's going on? I'm going to get the words. I swear I'm going to get the words right when we come back here on Millennium News 24. I'm Jineea Butler, your host, and this is a G Check.
Welcome to Millennium News 24, your trusted source for accurate, unbiased news. We're here to bring you the stories that matter most from America and around the world with integrity and a commitment to truth. In today's world, where misinformation can easily spread, having access to reliable news is more important than ever. At Millennium News 24, we aim to cut through the noise by delivering clear, fact-based reporting. Whether you're following major events or looking for in-depth analysis, we are here to serve you with transparency and respect for all communities regardless of color, wealth, or religion. This beautiful America was built by the resilience of its people, immigrants, entrepreneurs, doctors, and everyday individuals working together to create something great. It's this spirit that inspires us to provide you with news that's inclusive, honest, and relevant. We believe that informed citizens are the foundation of a strong society, and we strive to give you the knowledge you need to make a difference. From breaking news to insightful features, we bring you comprehensive coverage on politics, economics, health, culture, and much more. We believe that everyone deserves access to the truth, and we are proud to be a part of a global network that connects people through information. Stay informed by following us on your devices, including iOS, Android, Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, and Smart TVs. And for global access, we're also available on Horizon Satellite. Visit us at www.millenniumtv24.com or www.millenniumnews24.com to stay updated at Millennium News 24. Our mission is to promote unity, understanding, and progress in a rapidly changing world. Join us as we work to inspire positive action through the power of truth. Thank you for watching. Follow us, subscribe, and stay informed.
And we are back here on Millennium News 24. And we are back here on Millennium News 24. Shout out to Gina Tarantino. She is busting it down out in Kansas City. She's taking over the city if you didn't know. So shout out to my girl, Gina Tarantino. I am sharing the post. So, Gina, I couldn't share the post just right this second. But what I will do is I'm going to try to share this post. I don't know what's happening on Facebook right now, but I am sharing the post. That's our new thing. Share the post, people. Share the post, because all the people that you support and you like and this and that, and then the people that you know that you don't share the post, 2026, we're sharing the post, okay? Because it gets crazier and crazier. Hello! They're all my little new antics that I am throwing into 2026. And here on the New American Perspective, your crazy girl, Lady J, aka Fly Girl, in the house. And so what are we talking about? We are talking about America and what is happening across America. And I'm a little nervous, people. Are you a little nervous? I'm a little nervous at what is happening here in America. If you're around the world, tap in. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know your thoughts on what's happening. What should we do? Who can we pull from, right? America's supposed to be one of the greatest countries in the world. You know, you got Russia over here. Russia is like, no ceasefire. You know, Zelensky is like, please, if, you know, what we want to do is we want to make a little time so we can get an election going. Right now, people are not feeling it. Can you stop bombing us? Putin said, mm-mm, nope. And so President Trump has basically said, all right, Putin is not agreeing to a ceasefire. So, God, what is happening? You got Iran. We about to go to war with Iran, you know, and President Trump, he came out and he wanted no wars, okay? But, we're seeing that in the land of Battlestar Galactica that we got to have wars because people act up out here in these streets of the world, these big streets and oceans of the world, okay? Because oceans separate all these things. Shout out to Dubai. Hopefully we'll be doing some business with Dubai very soon in March. Shout out to Ghostface Killer and he's on tour right now. He's coming to a city near you. I think he's going to be in LA at a festival this weekend. So check him out in the process. And, again, world power, that everything that's going on. Now, did you see, let me get a little G check in here, because AB, he was supposed to be on with us today, and he was going to go in on President Trump. So maybe President Trump, this wasn't for you today, because AB was going to see you today, but, he was going to talk about the apes, and he said, enough is enough. But let's go into a little fun G check, because I know I talk a lot about, the politics that's going on in the world and reporting the news. But did you see what happened with Ja Rule, Tony Yayo, and Uncle Murder? Now, if you don't know from around the world, Uncle Murder and Tony Yayo are part of G Unit, which is 50 Cent's label and group, and they travel with 50 Cent. So they got on a plane this weekend after the Super Bowl, and they happened to be on the same plane. See, everybody's now flying Delta. See, now this is what you get, all flying the same thing, thinking y'all all cute. So they was on Delta in the first class, and Ja Rule sat down right in front of them. Now, they had a long-standing beef with 50 Cent. Well, 50 Cent has had a long-standing beef with Ja Rule. So that beef kind of turns over to your friends sometimes, and the friends, Uncle Murder and Tony Yayo, they started talking to him. They was talking all kinds of smack to him in his ear. So Ja Rule, he jumps up. He's ready to fight on the plane. Now, Key, Uncle Murder, and they're all felons, because Ja Rule, he did some time for tax evasion too. But Tony Yayo, now I was on Rikers Island with Tony Yayo. I used to be a counselor of addiction treatment on Rikers Island, and Tony Yayo was once there while I was there. Now, I'll tell you why. So Ja Rule jumps up. They all realize this is a federal charge. Ja Rule, he like this. What's up? Let's get it. Watch the video. What's up? He like that. What's up? Let's get it. Ja Rule was all shoulder action, right? He was all shoulder action. So he they had a chance to jump him and beat him down on the plane aisle, right? If that's what the business was. But they really wasn't trying to get into it, right? That was just the back and forth. They knew where they was. And I thank God for that, because we did not need to see our brothers in the millions fighting on no first class plane ride, okay? But let me shout out Tony Yayo, because when I was on Rikers Island with Tony Yayo, I went into his cell, and he and I had a long conversation. And I asked Tony, I said, Tony, why are you here? And this was at the height of G Unit, when Lloyd Banks and I believe Young Buck was with them, and Tony Yayo was now in jail for doing something stupid, right? So I said, well, why are you here, Tony? Well, I'm here because I hit somebody in the head, or whatever it was that he was there for, right? I don't remember that part. But I said, no. Why are you here, God-wise? And he said, because I did something stupid. He said, while my guys, remember he got that thing, while my guys are out eating lobster and duck, I'm in here with these idiots being a bozo. And I learned my lesson, right? So now Tony is showing us that he truly learned his lesson, because he didn't jump up. He's out eating lobster and duck, and he knows what happens when you get stupid and when you do stupid things on a plane and get a federal charge. So I shout out, and this is a G check, and that's a real G check for Tony Yayo because he held true. Now, this may have been like 20 years ago, maybe even 2020. I think I left Rikers Island around 2003, so it had to be between 2000 and 2003. So it was 20 plus 23 years ago at least, right? And so if he is now saying, you ain't gonna catch me. Now, they was about that life at one point. But now they're just about that talking, and now it's in the media, and now they got the real report going on, him and Uncle Murder, and they didn't do anything to mess that up. And I don't want us to get away from the fact that they didn't fight, that they were old enough to realize that, come on now, we going to jail for what? Now the beef between 50 Cent and Ja Rule, because I tested 50 at one time, and the beef between 50 Cent and Ja Rule is real, right? Because, people got shot. I think 50 Cent got shot 8 times behind this situation with Ja Rule. So I really understand why 50 Cent and Ja Rule may never be friends. They may never see each other. They may never shake hands and say, okay. Okay? And I hope that it doesn't go any further than that. I really hope that it doesn't go any further than that. But, okay? AB, he's tapping in right now. Let me tap in right now. Uh-oh. There he goes. You see everybody? Say hello. They can't see you. I can't see you. So I'll call you right back, okay? So what had happened, that was AB, he calling in like, is you online? Cause I see you online, I see you online. This is a G-check. That was a G-check call, but we started late today. He had said that he was sleeping. He's been doing, shout out to Mother Mosella Butler. She done made the clear call. Look at this smile that I have on my face. And Cuzzo, AB, had went over there, and just like she was there for him, he was there for her. And this was a beautiful act of mother and son and mother right back around. And congratulations to Mother Mosella Butler. She has made it through. She's got her G-check, and she is good to go at 91 years young. She made it, young lady. I am so happy for that, and congratulations to you and the fam out there. So before we go, because we have a short show today, so before we go, what else do we got to talk about? Now, we talked about Kid Rock. Now, Kid Rock, get your little act together. Megyn Kelly, get your little act together. There are other people other than you in this country. Now, I know that y'all don't want to go back to being tight-lipped because people are going in your mouth. I know you don't want that, okay? So let's settle down and let's not forget, lest we forget on whose shoulders we stand. This is Black History Month, okay? And all these attacks on Black people and coming from the Republican side of things, y'all got to settle down. Y'all got to cool it. Because without Black folks, we wouldn't even be in office with President Trump. Let's be real. So you start respecting other people other than yourselves. Okay? And Black folks, let me tell you something. This is how they want to act. This is, they don't want Black History Month. They don't want this. They don't want that. This is how they want to be. And we have to take a page of our ancestors. And when we think about how they toiled ahead when nobody would give them a shot. Now, we've got enough resources. We've got enough power. We've got enough community to move forward. And we've got enough people, especially the hip hop community, every race, every religion, in every group is with us. So we're going to have to stop our, Glorilla, I don't owe you nothing. Yes, you do. You owe us because the ancestors made a way for you, young lady. So while you and your sisters and your brothers and sisters got all this craziness going on, we're going to have to look back and help people that may not deserve it because we've got a generation to carry. So this is a G check, and that is our show for today. And I want you to think hard, think wise, and focus on where we're going in the next generation. This is an urban reset. This is the new American perspective. I'm your host, Jineea Butler, and I'll see you Monday.
Hello viewers, you are watching Millennium News 24. America and global villages seen to America independence built by immigrants, manufacturers, roads, highways, educations, healthcare, IT, scientists, space, business development to all thousands of multimedia and all major social media platforms and news network in America. Millennium News 24, one of truthfully news networks in America and global news organizations. Please watch, follow and subscribe. We are in iOS and Android devices, Roku, Amazon, Apple devices, all smart TV, globally Horizon satellite, social media Millennium News 24, Millennium TV 24. Website www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Thank you.
And I am back here on Millennium News 24. I thought we was going for a half an hour, but I guess you want a little more love from your girl, Fly Girl Lady J. We're in the building, and we are talking about America today. America, the beautiful, for amber ways of grain, for purple mountains mountains, purple mountains, majesty above the fruited plains. America, America. Can you tell that I wanted to sing at some point in my life and I cannot? Okay, I cannot. I realize that I cannot sing, so don't worry about it. I mean, my words are all, it's no disrespect to anybody's song, or anything like that. But let's get back to Megyn Kelly. Let's get back to Megyn Kelly saying that there needs to be no black anthem at the Super Bowl. Wait a minute, Megyn. Wait a minute. Do you even know what's going on the football field? I'm going to have to test your gangster here, Megyn, because I like you. I like you. But that was wrong. Because for you to try to say, oh no, all we need is the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, and that's it. Come on now. Come on now, Meg. Let's be reasonable, okay? But anyway, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff with Charlie Kirk is going on. Are you up to speed with that? Because, Charlie Kirk, his murder back in October, horrifying. Now, I don't know to this be true or not, but they're saying that his wife wasn't in the will. What? I don't know. I'm going to say that's alleged, but somebody told me that, okay? My cousin had sent that to me, so I don't know that if he's a reliable source, but he sent it, and I'm like, what? I don't know what's happening. But I do have a couple quotes that I did want to share with you guys about Black History Month. Shout out to Malcolm Jamal Warner and his rest in peace to him. He died over the holidays. I'm not over the holidays. Last year in a water incident trying to save his daughter. Rest in peace to him, Malcolm Jamal Warner, who we grew up with on The Cosby Show. And you can see The Cosby Show now, I think, on TV One and a lot of other places. But he said, slavery is white history. How we survived is Black history. I almost have tears in my eyes because we are from the people, ancestors of the people who survived. So how we survived is Black history. And we've gone through a lot in this country, okay, as Black folks that were brought here. Now there's a lot of, who's Black and who's not, and that goes into reparations. How do you feel about reparations? Now, I feel like if other people got reparations, okay, we definitely deserve reparations, but they know that, our community has been pushed back and downtrodden and all these things, that we don't know what the fight is and what it's going to take to get it done. And we have not yet been able to stand together as a community. And I have some guests that want to come on to talk about this, because you got the foundational Black Americans, then you got a first generation Americans, and there is no distinction. Where they see us, when they see that our hair, and look, plus I got my hair around, they see our hair and they call us colored. We're colored, but the color is good. It's so good, because this hair is beautiful. I can pretty much do anything with it, so now how do you feel about that? But like I said, there are hues and all kinds of color all over the globe. But then when you get here in America, what do people try to do? And I have a problem with it. I'll tell you how I feel as well. I have a problem with it when the people get here in America and then they just all of a sudden they learn how to talk like the Black American, and they start showing up as the Black American, and then they jump on board to what the Black American has done. And then the Black American is supposed to share all that our people died for with these other people coming from these other countries, and we can't go to these other countries and do anything. The only thing that we could do is be a visitor. We can't even cross the border in the country and stay an extra period of time because we don't speak their language. We don't take the time. And maybe that's something that we should do. Maybe we should take the time to speak other people's languages. Have we ever thought about that? I mean, some of us are bilingual, so I'm just saying. So focused on what is happening. There's so much happening in the news. I'm at a loss for words, and I don't know where to take us with this. I don't know what to say. I don't, because there is so much racial discrimination going on, and I don't know I don't know how to frame it. I can't stand up for people who are pushing back and who are, acting all kinds of crazy about stuff. I can't do that. And so where does that leave us? I find, since President Trump has been in office, it's been a lot more racism. It's been a lot harder. It's been a lot harder to do stuff in this country. I don't know what you want me to do. So I got my cue. I'm gonna end this live now, and I'm gonna focus and think about what we're gonna do. So when we talk on Monday, when we come on the group, I want you guys to be active with us, okay? I want you active in the comments. Let me know where you're from. Let me know something about you that's tuning in. This is your host, Jineea Butler. This has been a G Check, and I'm signing off here on Millennium News 24.
Hello viewers, you are watching Millennium News 24. America and global villages seen America independence built by immigrants, manufacturers, roads, highways, educations, healthcare, IT, scientists, space business development to all thousands of multimedia and all major social media platforms and news network in America. Millennium News 24, one of truthfully news networks in America and global news organizations. Please watch, follow and subscribe. We are in iOS and Android devices, Roku, Amazon, Apple devices, all smart TV, globally Horizon satellite, social media Millennium News 24, Millennium TV 24. Website www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Thank you.
I am still on the show. Are you guys watching me on the show? I am still on the show. I don't know why. He told me to turn off the show. So I've been thinking, how long have you been watching me? How long have you been watching me, good people? Well, since we're still here, he told me to get off the show, Noor Muhammad. Okay, he told me to get off the show, but let me share the post. But listen, you know what I got to tell you about? Gangster O, Elon Omar. She done said some wild stuff. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. She done said some wild stuff about President Trump, and I think that she wants a fight. I can't even lie about what she just said. And now a lot of people are saying that she just called for Trump's Elon Omar calls for the execution of Donald Trump. Now, she didn't necessarily say that, okay? She didn't say that. But what she did say, the leader of the Pedophile Protection Party, PPP, right now, gangster, who would the leader of the Pedophile Protection Party is trying to deflect attention from his name being all over the Epstein files. At least in Somalia, they execute pedophiles. They execute pedophiles, not elect them. Elon Omar on X. Now that was pure Elon Omar, okay? So I don't know. Now she's a little mad because she's being, that's all going on in Minnesota, and she is being investigated in Minnesota. She got like $30 million, and they're going to try to find out where that $30 million is coming from. Okay. So that's where they really have to think about what's going on. And now she talking about in Somalia, President Trump would get executed. So how do you guys feel about that? Because I don't know where or what we're doing with that, but she can't really say that. So now they're going to try to bring charges up on her. You see how what they did with Don Lemon in the church. They're going to bring charges up on her. And after I seen Bondi in action today, because Bondi, she's probably still, being testifying before Congress. And Bondi ain't no joke. Bondi is like, look, we're going to help you, and President Trump is going to help you too. But I think that it's a little one-sided in everything, and we've got to balance this out. Both sides have got to balance this out. This is not a one-sided scenario. You got Hakeem Jeffries. You just watch what he do. He'd be like this. You got Hakeem Jeffries. He said F Trump. In the boat that he came in, he just said the F Trump. I don't know what else he said, but he just said the F Trump. Okay. So, so it's getting rough. It's getting hard out here. Okay. In these United States streets and how everybody is moving. And don't forget, I got to shout out Congressman Jonathan Jackson at the prayer breakfast last week. How could I forget Jonathan Jackson at the prayer breakfast? He was like, Jonathan was like, he was praying. He said, in this scripture and that scripture, it says, love the poor. He went in it, and Trump was standing behind him like, is he talking about me? Is he praying, or is he talking about me? And Jonathan said, we're not lazy. We're tired. Jonathan went in. It was a page out of Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr.'s book. Shout out to Reverend Jesse Jackson in Black History Month, and his son, who stood up to power the right way by using the word. And that's why nobody could say nothing. So shout out to Congressman Jonathan Jackson. He is one day going to be the Speaker of the House, and he's going to speak us in to condition. A shout out to Jesse Jackson Jr., who is now running for an open seat, his old open seat in Chicago. I think it's District 2. I don't know how they say it in Chicago, but shout out to them. They are doing their thing in the Chi-Town. And so it's going to be the first two brothers in Congress. Okay, so that is going to be very interesting. The sons of Jesse Jackson, both in Congress. I can't wait to see it. I hope you can too. Let me just see what else that we need to maybe talk about. Shout out to Deion Sanders and Shador Sanders for making the Pro Bowl, and Deion, standing up and raising his kids in the light. I'm just going over. Pam Bondi exposes Tom Massey for voting against AI porn. Okay, look. Okay, that's shout out to 77 ABC, John Cassimatidis, and everybody over there for that one, because that's crazy. Victoria's Secret CEO Lex Wexner listed as a co-conspirator in the Jeffrey Epstein case. Oops. See, my thing about this, and I don't know how you guys think about that, there is just too many people that are in this this Weinstein piece. And then, so remember Ghislaine Maxwell, she just pleaded the fifth, and she threw a pass at President Trump, and she was like, unless President Trump gives me clemency, I'm going to plead the fifth, and I ain't saying nothing. She's the only one supposedly alive, or she's the only one convicted of these charges, and I believe she has about 20 years. And so she's the only one convicted of these charges that is going through her go through. But they need to bring her back in, and they, this is kind of like torture chamber stuff. You got these millions and millions of pages, and she can make it make sense. Homegirl said, no, not unless I'm getting out. And another woman said, if she is let out, she's a monster, and if she is let out, she will do this again. Now, I don't know what she was doing in it. Okay, she was lining them up for Jeffrey, but was she messing with the kids too? Or was she just selling? Was she just addicted to the money? I don't know. I didn't follow her case like that. But I believe, no, President Trump, do not consider letting this woman out. But we got to do something about these files. All this crazy stuff that's in these files. You got Bill Gates. You got all of these powerful people that, listen, I want the same. Okay, don't do anything about the files. Let's go here. Don't do anything about the files. But let all my homies out of jail, right? Don't go convict anybody in my community that is doing crimes. Go ahead and let them continue to do the crimes because they're too powerful to be put in jail. Now, how does that sound? It don't sound right. Now, America, nobody is above the law. This is where we're at. We're in America. But it seems as though that people are above the law when it comes to Americans. And so we've got to really look at what that means. Now, next week, I'm going to be at the White House. So shout out to Lynn Patton. She's listening too. Shout out to Lynn Patton and everything she's doing. I'm sure that she's got a hard job at the White House over there as well. And shout out to her because there's a Black History Month celebration at the White House. I'm sure that a lot of people voted it down. But it's like, why are you messing with us? We are part of this country. Our nannies have raised your babies. You got that, that swag from us. Come on now. We've been a part of, it's been you and us, America, you and us. We've been here, and then everybody else is here, and you want to throw us to the wayside again. You want Black History Month out again. But we have so much history to celebrate in this country, and I don't want anybody to get sidetracked from that because I am a proud Black American citizen here. I am a citizen of the United States. I am a part of this country, and I do deserve to chase and go after this American dream, and I do deserve for that American dream to be straight. Now, when they talk about inflation, President Trump. Now, I do want to know because something got knocked down. Now, look, I think 5 House Republicans crossed the line and they want to know what Trump is doing with that tariff money. Okay, so Mike Johnson, are you losing control here? I don't know. But 5 people crossed the line earlier today and they voted against, Trump being able to do whatever he wants with the tariffs. So what part are we playing? Huh? I don't know. But again, I'm going to sign off for the third and I believe the final time because that's our full hour. If I'd have known that we had the full hour today, folks, I would have got AB on and, so I got a couple more minutes, but I would have got AB on because I know you miss him. I miss him too. I miss his little G-check, and people are hearing us because one of the things that he puts out is he talks about how, an elected official needs to tell the truth. And if they don't tell the truth, they need to go to jail. But we see now we got to do something. Let's be serious for 1 second. I have been, sexually assaulted in my lifetime, many of times by many men, Many men, many men wish death upon me. I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Okay? Many men. Okay? And, so I don't take it lightly that the women who do come forward, because I didn't come forward with the people who put their hands on me and the people who made me believe that, the only way that you're going to get somewhere is you let me do this nasty stuff to you. Many men, okay? And I fought and I fought, and, it takes a toll on you. So these thousands of women, or maybe it's 1,000 women, I'm not sure, but at least 1,000 women who have gone through what they've gone through, they need to be respected. And it's hard enough, and they're saying some of the people's names have been redacted, and they're out there. People are calling them and things of that nature. All of that is just horrifying. All of that's heartbreaking. And then to think that these men and these people are going to get away with it when they stood up and they came forward and they told the truth, or they told their story, but they're not really being heard. And now they're being mocked, and they're being used, and nobody's going to jail. And they did horrifying things. There's people have died. You see everything with Prince Andrew. Somebody died. And you know what? Shout out to the international laws, because those international people, they are snatching them people that's in them Epstein files up, and they are going to jail. They're getting kicked out and all of that. But here in America, we're saying, oh, well, if we persecute everybody in those files, our system would not fail. We have greatly talented people in our country that will step in and step up. And we've got to stop protecting them. Remember when the banks and the businesses were going to fail and Obama saved everybody? That was wrong, because it needs to flip. We got to get out the way. If they're doing the things that are illegal, then we have to get out the way. And this is a G check, because you cannot tell the black class, we're going straight to jail. Don't worry about it. Y'all can be in the jail all y'all want. Y'all do something, y'all cross the street, y'all jaywalk wrong, you're getting 30 days. But these people put their hands on young little babies, the precious little babies in this world, and nothing happens to them. Come on, man. You can't say that this is the America, this is making America great, or this is the America. You should have just left the files closed if that was the case. If you're not going to do anything, now you can't take them back. Now you can't say they're fake. This man had drafts of emails, blackmailing people, all this stuff, but you can't substantiate any of his claims because he is dead. But the woman that he was working with, she's pleading the fifth to all of this. Man, she needs to be charged again. And if she doesn't give up the information, then she needs to get life. Or the death penalty. Sit her in the chair and talk about you going to squirt her with some of that jail juice. Where are we going from here, people? We got to get real. And if America's going to be great, we got to be a part of the greatness. And the people like the Clintons, the Clintons, they coming up, they acting like they all gangster. Oh, yeah, well, I want this live on TV. What are you talking about? The president is sitting there with little kids in a pool, Hillary. And you want to make this political. You want to make this about Trump. Now, find whatever information you have to on President Trump. But this is not about the midterm elections. It's about these kids that somebody was messing with it, and that somebody was doing something with. And there's too many names. If they all got to go, then they all got to go. Use that money for reparations. I'm signing out. This is your host, Jineea Butler. I love you wherever you are. I love you, whoever you are, whatever you are, she, he, they, them, it. This is the New American Perspective here on Millennium News 24, and I'm signing out.